I'm going to call the meeting to order of the Corporation of the United States Pony Club, and this meeting is now in session. Do we have any public comment? Hearing none, I will now introduce our secretary, Ron Van Dyke.
Good morning. Thank you, Ben. In accordance with the bylaws of the United States Pony Club Incorporated, the following written notice was mailed at least 30 days before the meeting to each member of the corporation at his or her address as it appears in the records of the corporation. The annual meeting of the members of the United States Pony Club, Uspc, will be held at the Marriott Norfolk West Side Hotel in Norfolk, Virginia, on Saturday, January 29th, 2022, at 7:45, for the following purpose. Number one, to elect 8 governors, also referred to as directors, to serve until the annual meeting of members in 2025. Number two, to elect 2 governors to serve until the annual meeting of members in 2023, and to transact such business as may properly come before the meeting or in the adjournment thereof.
Thank you, Ron. I now call on Julie Craig. Do we have a quorum?
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the annual meeting of the United States Pony Clubs held virtually, if you remember, on January 29th, 2021, and to approve these minutes as sent to the members of the Board of Governors?
Second.
I'm not going to even try to guess who said that, although I know who one of them was. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Boy, it's going to be a bad day in Pony Club when someone, the group gets together and decides they want to hear the reading of the minutes, because I would venture a guess that maybe they're not even in this room. The minutes, I mean. I'd now like to call upon our past treasurer, Deb Kirsch, who is filling in for our current treasurer, Allison Thomas, who is unable to be here today for the treasurer's report.
On behalf of the USPC Treasurer, Allison Thomas, I'm pleased to share with you the 2021 financial report of USPC. 2021 continued to present our organization with many operational challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The organization took several steps to address these challenges. USPC applied for and was given a second forgivable SBA Paycheck Protection Plan loan in the amount of $177,327. The USPC staff, as well as committees, are to be commended for their efforts throughout the year to tightly control expenses and make up for lost revenue. The activities department pivoted to a virtual format for the 2020 USPC convention that was well received and contributed $45,000 to the organization's net income. Our first virtual quiz rally was also a success and contributed more than $20,000. Festival 2021 was held in July, yay, but with fewer participants than usual and with an eye toward minimizing expenses. However, the revenue and the net income were down by approximately $150,000. Perhaps the most meaningful and impactful thing that helped USPC address the challenges of 2021 was the support, spirit of generosity, and continuing loyalty of our members, their families, donors, corporate partners, and volunteers. The development department well exceeded their revenue goals. In 2021, the number of members increased by over 9%. Our investments performed well, generating investment income of over $900,000. USPC's cash balance is strong, reaching $894,000, which will help with any challenges we may encounter in early 2022. Total operating income in 2021 was $2.7 million, with total operating expense of $2.4 million, for a net operating income of just under $298,000. Net restricted investment income was over $603,000. This left a total net income of just over $900,000. And with that good bit of news, I move that we accept the treasurer's report. That was a motion.
Do we have a second? It's been moved and seconded to approve the 2021 treasurer's report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. And I hope some of you were listening. I'm off script here, but that's okay. I'm still the boss for a short time. I hope you were listening to those numbers. They were nothing short of extraordinary. Obviously, the market did well. To have an increase of your investments of almost $1 million was nothing to sneeze at. But if you listen to also the revenue and expense numbers, I think we should all give a round of applause to the National Office Finance Department and Teresa Woods and all of the volunteers and workers who helped create a sense of a flow of income with very well managed expenses. Pony Club is excellent at this. With that, I would like to now introduce our Executive Director, Teresa Woods, for her report.
Thank you, Dan, and good morning, everyone. Good morning. Like I did, I hope you guys enjoyed the breakfast. Pretty nice breakfast this morning. Well, I would like to welcome everyone to the 2022 Uspc Convention and Annual Meeting of the Uspc Corporation. It's great to be together again, and for everyone at home who's joining us online, welcome as well. On behalf of the Old Dominion region, the Board of Governors, and the National Office staff, we're just so happy to see you here and look forward to a good meeting today and good workshops the rest of the weekend. And the snow outside, don't worry, it scared us. It's navigatable. I looked out the window this morning. We are fine. But don't leave, depending on to the Old Dominion region. Thank you so very much for hosting us this year. It's been a tremendous job. Our organizers just have been incredible. Lori Pickett and Julianne Benner, if you're in here, you are, I think I saw you earlier. If you could please stand up. As well as all of the committee, the organizing committee, and the many volunteers that have come out to make this meeting and this convention possible. Thank you. Also, thank you to this morning's sponsor of the meeting of the corporation, the University of Louisville Equine Industry Program, I should say. And also, I would like to acknowledge the many wonderful sponsors, some of whom are here with us. Darren, I say hi to you. I saw you earlier. We have some great, generous partners, and I'm not going to go down the entire list, but everyone has a program. Do look at the program, acknowledge these great supporters, friends of Pony Club, because we couldn't do it without them. So I think I'm going to start off my remarks on a whimsical, lighthearted note. We did a little bit of research. Thinking, okay, got to have something to say that happened on this day, this very day, January 29th, at some point in history. And what I learned is actually that Carl Benz, as in Mercedes-Benz, in 1886 actually applied for a patent for the first motorized petrol gas-powered internal combustion engine. Now, being an organization that loves their acronyms, I mentioned this in one of the meetings the other day, RRSs, DCs, HMOs, NEs, we love our acronyms. I've learned a couple of new acronyms. The first of which is EB, I don't know if anyone knows what EV stands for. Electronic vehicles. And ICE, which is internal combustion engines. Now, it took the ICE, the internal combustion engine, 50 years to replace the horse. It's a primary mover of freight, mover of people. The horse, like, right now saying, EV, I just heard, is going to replace you in 50 years. So, ha ha ha. You know, and another thing that the horses are like proud of right now is another acronym. It's called HP, which is horsepower. EVs are still measured by horsepower. Touchdown horses, right? But of more relevance than note to us is that 67 years ago to this day, and it's on a Saturday, January the 29th, 1955, the first meeting, USPC annual meeting, was held, and appropriately enough, the Masters of Foxhound room at the Knickerbocker Hotel in New York. That's where our founders came together. They established our articles of incorporation, and here we are 67 years later, still doing the great work, still feeling the need, the space, the role that our founders recognized was important for their generations and for the generations to follow. And although at the beginning of Pony Club, our standards, our operations, really, I guess we're a model of simplicity. We had one discipline, one membership type. We had 112 corporate, well, I can't recall what they were called now, but corporate members, we had 112. We've got more than that in this room today, and that was total. So we have over 2,000 corporate members today. But one thing, the articles of incorporation that really struck me, and that came out of that 1955 meeting, are the ones that still guide us today. And I'm going to read those to you. You know, we have changed, we've added disciplines, we accept all ages of membership, we've evolved, we've had to evolve, we've strengthened, we have sustained, but these remain true. To develop and encourage among children throughout the United States knowledge of horsemanship, including the care of horses, to encourage fair and friendly competition, to develop understanding and a sympathy for the horse by its rider. And by these and other means, to help develop a young rider's strength of character, alert minds and bodies, and to take any and all action that may be considered appropriate to accomplish the foregoing purposes. Now, I think we can all agree, and we should be very proud of that as a purpose that we all still embody today. Again, we have expanded, we have evolved, and we have become inclusive in many areas from that one membership, 112 corporate members. But that one line, to take any and all action that may be considered appropriate to accomplish the foregoing purpose. I think our founders, if they were here today, they would say a heartfelt thank you to you. And I can tell you generations to come are going to look back to you, and you'll be in the same seats that you're in right now, and are going to say thanks to those who come before us. So thank you. And I just want everyone to give themselves a round of applause. So a few comments about the year that has just passed. I know a couple of years ago, it seemed like the world was sort of falling apart around us, but you know, together we held it together. And we came to a clear understanding that we must do it together. And that's what we have. We have done this together. New habits were formed, new processes, technologies were imagined, and behaviors were changed. Yes, difficult times do bring out the best in people, and everywhere you look in Pony Club, you do see the best in people. We will remain vigilant and focused on the key values and the purpose that drive our organization and its existence. And together, we're going to celebrate a good year. You just heard from Deb Kirsch from the financial aspect. Despite the environment we're living in, we are on solid financial footing. And that is exciting going into 2022. Another thing I would like to say, yeah, definitely. We'll start with our membership. No, actually, I'm going to back up because when I said membership, I thought, well, I recall something Carol said yesterday, day or two ago to her leadership, talking about where we were with membership this year. She did a really nice job, so I sort of stole those words, Carol. I don't know who you are. I'm just going to verbatim them here. But I am remiss. I want to recognize the national staff that are with us today, because also the national staff, in conjunction with our great volunteers, make everything possible in Pony Club. So if you're a national staff person with us today, please stand up. In development and advertising. Raise your hand, Liz. Macy in instruction and testing. Mary Courtney in marketing and communications. Samantha Smith in marketing and communications. Karen Clark, finance director. Waldron, a development director. Connie Jellick, our instruction director. Wilson, member services and regional administration director. Aaron Rowland, activities coordinator. Alyssa Sands, the magic behind everything technical, we so appreciate it. And I'm looking around at Julie Gregg, who keeps us all in order. That's why I'm looking around. She keeps us all in order. Thank you, Julie. And I'm also, I don't see Aaron Woodall in the room, but Aaron is the architect that really does the nuts and bolts behind this operation, and it's all of our teamwork. So as Carol shared earlier this week, the very encouraging, very impressive membership numbers. In 2021, memberships in clubs, region, and national member categories increased by 660 members, for a gain of 9%. And this is the highest number of participating members since 2018. But it's also, even as impressive, it's the first time since 2014 that there's been an increase in the number of members from the prior year, and historically the highest single year net membership income gain, and get this, 25 years. From our instruction and testing departments, I really want to acknowledge our national examiners, our regional supervisors, all of the testing, all of those volunteers who help organize. And since the earliest days of the COVID crisis, they really took decisive, coordinated action to ensure the health and safety of our members that were aspiring to get their certification. So thank you. And in 2021, we did have 130 members achieve their national level certification. That includes 4 A certifications and 15 B certifications. From our development department, Deb touched on this a bit earlier. Their ultimate goal is to fund our work. And what is our work? Gosh, it takes so many different directions. It's the curriculum we develop. It's the voice at the other end of the phone when you call in for assistance at the national office. It's the technology that we use that had allowed us to continue to service you. When the pandemic first broke out, we had desktops that were not going anywhere. They were in the office. So we were in a bit of a pickle to try. I think we had maybe 2 or 3 older laptops that we would use for things such as this. So through development efforts and some generous grants and funding, I am happy to say we are very well equipped. If this has to happen again, and we work from home with laptops supplied to staff, VPN connections, and the technology that's allowing us today to live stream to your living rooms. Thank you for development's hand in that. But perhaps the most meaningful thing is just the support and generosity of all members, of all Pony Club family to the mission, because you're what inspires us. The 2021 campaign was, I think, entitled "What Inspires You?" And we asked our donors and our supporters and our members, what inspires you about Pony Club? And we got some just very heartwarming responses from that. But I want to share a little bit of what inspires us in the national office. Unlike you, we're not always out there every day, face to face with the members. We're not out there seeing directly firsthand and feeling directly firsthand the impact of what it is we do. But what we do is live through your stories. You guys are great storytellers, and I'm not exaggerating. If you send an email, a picture, anything in the national office, like, hey, I thought you guys might want to see this, that gets within minutes distributed to the entire office with a little line that says, hey, I thought you might want to see this. It may brighten your day. Oh, look what's happening here. This is an awesome. Please keep those coming because that inspires us. You inspire us. And one, speaking of lines that we requested back of what inspires you about Pony Club, this one really got me. It says, with a donation, it says, I have loved horses since I was 5, and now I'm 9, and a little money can make a big difference. So I do want to, again, recognize development of nearly $30,000 over their goal. Our annual fund was increased by 10%. Club and center giving was up. Our region giving was down a little bit, but I want to recognize one region that did spectacular. And that is 100% giving from all the clubs and centers within that region. And that is the Lakeshore region. I think R.S. Ray Burr is here today. So a quote from Walt Whitman from The Leaves of Grass, keep your face always towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you. You are that sunshine for us, so thank you. From our finance department, I can't add anything to that great report that Deb gave. Thank you, Deb. It was just a very great year and it took all of us to get there, so thank you. From marketing and communications in 2021 is a very productive year, a lot of forward momentum. We had great increases in our digital and online presence. New marketing initiatives this year included a Uspc podcast that's up and running, a redesign and branding of our magazine, which is now Discover Uspc. Also updated center and club promotional materials and resources, refresh and revitalization of the USP blog. And I hope everyone had a chance to see the Pony Club documentary where it all begins. So marketing and communications, thank you. Of course, our activities department did a tremendous job in offering, being able to continue to offer opportunities to our membership and pivot. Activities pivoted a lot in the last 2 years. The year kicked off with a 100% virtual convention and annual meeting. This year's kicking off with a hybrid virtual and face-to-face meeting. Activities also organized and ran our first ever virtual quiz rally with over 900, nearly 1,000 participants participating. Oh, and there also was Festival 2021. We were face-to-face for the first time in nearly 2 years. It's incredible. As we look at the path ahead, I think I've got all of our departments and everyone had a great job. And Alyssa, although it's not necessarily a technology department, you were a thread between all of those. So thank you for everything as well. Now, as we look ahead at the path, I'm proud to say we now have a new strategic plan. Our 2022 strategic plan was approved by the board in October, and it will be guiding us forward. You know, sometimes the smartest vision you can have is a clear one of the people in front of you. And I really believe that's how Uspc approached the new strategic plan. They opened our eyes, we opened our eyes and ears to see and listen. And then we acted upon what we learned. So from over a review of 1,000+ interviews, surveys, key issues were identified and provided to the Board of Governors with specific recommendations for the organization. Approving the recommendations, the board sent it forward to the Strategic Planning Committee for inclusion in the new strategic plan. 5 areas were identified as essential to mission support and key to the future state of Uspc. Number 1 is people. And this is just a brief descriptive on our website. Under organizational documents, you can see more detail of the strategic plan, but people, the Board of Governors and staff will take into consideration the experience of the member and volunteer when creating and implementing processes around the Pony Club program. Number 2, and we call these our pillars, is education. USPC will provide support and opportunities for all volunteers and staff to deliver a consistent, practical approach to the Pony Club program. And great words of a wise man, focusing on excellence, not perfection, and prioritizing member experiences above all else. Number 3, innovation and brand development. USPC will plan for future needs of members and volunteers by building on existing strengths and services and being flexible as an organization. The Board of Governors and staff shall ensure that innovative developments align with USPC's brand identity and organizational values to create a publicly known face of USPC that celebrates its unique identity in the equine and educational industry. Number 4, our organizational model. The Board of Governors and USP staff will streamline operations in order to eliminate complexities that create little or no value to USPC and its members or volunteers. Accountabilities and processes throughout the organization will be clarified to ensure the organization is staff-driven, member-centered, and volunteer-supported. And of course, very important, sustainability is number 5. The Board of Governors and staff will explore ways to rebalance its funding model by reducing the percentage of its budget generated by membership revenue. In order to achieve this, USBC will develop other sources of revenue. In addition, another undertaking from strategic planning was not really work, but a little massaging of our mission statement. So we now have a new mission statement, USPC, and I will read that to you now if you haven't seen it. The United States Pony Clubs, Inc. is an educational organization which builds the foundations of teamwork and sportsmanship through riding, mounted sports, care of horses and ponies, while developing and enhancing leadership, confidence, responsibility, and a sense of community in its youth and adult members. So the path before us and forward is clearly charted, and some of these paths may seem the road less traveled, but again, together we will travel it. And that one line, together we will also take any action, any and all action that may be considered appropriate to accomplish the foregoing purpose. Usually my remarks are very short. I guess I got a little long-winded with the words because I see Ben doing this in the background. So with that, I am going to conclude my remarks. I'm going to conclude my remarks by expressing my deep gratitude to our corporate members, our membership, all of those who deserve, a profound thanks and our appreciation. And of course, I would like to thank also the board for their continued support and counsel. And I would like to thank our president, Ben Duke, and our incoming president, Jennifer Sweet. And before I turn the mic over to Ben, I would like to say thanks to Ben for your service of 4 years as president of USPC. And over the course of Ben's term, he has demonstrated an unshakable commitment to integrity and good corporate governance. And these are lasting benefits of his leadership that I think will be evident for years to come. Ben, thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you. And thank you all for joining this morning. And thank you for your kind attention. And I now will turn the mic over to Mr. Ben Duke.
Thank you very much, Teresa. That's going to be a very hard act to follow. It's a great report for a great organization. It's been a pleasure over my 4 years to have worked hand in hand with Teresa. We got to share a golf cart together at the festival this year. They had our pictures on it. It was really super. But anyway, I'd like everyone here to give a big round of applause to the most unbelievable leader that we have, Teresa Woods. Before I give my report, I also would like to thank the many sponsors for this convention and for Pony Club in general, many of whom I hope are in this room, and many of them are in the, is it that way, wherever the, I get very confused here, but anyway. Oh, it's down. Anyway, the trade fair, be sure to visit them. And one thing that we sometimes forget to say about our sponsors, you know, they take a great interest in the work that we do and share their resources with us. And so I hope, and they're well illustrated, the different sponsors in the book. Marion and her team have done a great job. Please utilize the products from these sponsors whenever possible. They believe in us, and so we need to believe in them. I also want to thank, I think they're largely over at this table over here, the Old Dominion group, the organizers. I think, and I'm sure there's some scattered around, but I'm looking over there and I'm seeing a lot of them. And you have just pulled out the stops to make such a great program. And it was a very important program, not just because every year when we do our convention that it's important, but to have lost to the year last year and to have done it virtually, and then to pull us all together again in person. You have done such a job of welcoming us, giving us opportunities, just thinking of every possible detail. And I just want my heartfelt thanks, but all of us to thank again the great leadership and the great generosity of the Old Dominion region for putting on this convention. Pony Club is an organization that is built upon volunteerism and volunteers. And I don't even know what the exact number of volunteers is, but it's obviously in the hundreds, possibly the thousands. And that's what makes this organization work. But it takes a very special group at to help guide this and to govern this organization. And I'm talking about my colleagues on the Board of Governors and Advisory Committee. This group spends an inordinate amount of time, both in person together, but also individually working on different projects and different initiatives for Pony Club. Throughout the year, we get together only 3 times a year for a meeting, but let me tell you, this group works tirelessly throughout the year to make this organization prosperous, relevant, sustainable, all of those things. So I would like, I'm not going to introduce individually, but if you are a member of the Board of Governors, would you please stand? Or the Advisory Committee. Incoming too, Tom. It's been my pleasure to work with each and every one of you over the past 4 years. It's hard to believe that this is my final report to the members of the United States Pony Club president. It's been a fast and always rewarding 4 years. And together, and I emphasize together, we've accomplished a great deal. But I'd like to share just a few things about 2021 in particular, most of which have already been covered adequately and beautifully by Teresa. COVID remained an unfortunate factor in much of what we planned and executed. However, despite some ongoing challenges, Pony Club held a very successful set of championships and festival at the Kentucky Horse Park in July. Pony Club hosted championships in 8 disciplines, drawing competitors from as far away as Hawaii. And I have to put a little footnote there. This team from Hawaii, which was a very excited team, obviously did not bring their horses with them. And it was through the generosity of people in the Lexington area that pulled together unbelievable horses for these kids to utilize throughout the festival. And so again, it's the teamwork that embodies Pony Club that makes it all work. And those Hawaii kids had the time of their lives, in part thanks to the great generosity of the people of Lexington. The Pony Club team, comprised of exceptional volunteers and staff, put together an amazing array of educational programs, seminars, camps, and activities, attracting participants from throughout the Uspc regions, including one participant from the St. Croix Pony Club in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So thank you to Connie and her team for putting on the educational side of that festival, it was a very special experience for me to be there, to see the championships, to experience the educational programs. I'll tell one quick story. Nancy Grout, who many of you know, who's one of our board of governors and the outgoing vice president of activities, was giving a clinic on pacing, sort of out in the open cross country. And she put me in a golf cart and she said, "You're going to be the person dictating the pace." And I got to drive around this field and these kids, and they had to keep up with me. And she was in the cart with me to make sure that I didn't sort of maybe exceed the speed limit. But it was such a great way. I'd never seen this technique for teaching a kid about pacing by using somebody, you know, in the golf cart to keep the kids. And if I slowed down, they had to slow down. If I sped up, they had to speed up and everything. And then we're going along, and pretty soon I'm losing track of the circle we're supposed to be going in. I'm sort of just taking off across country. And Nancy finally elbows me and she says, "Where are you taking these kids?" I said, "I don't know, but they're having fun and I am too." The virtual quiz last winter welcomed nearly 1,000 participants in a pony club first. I know it was a tremendous undertaking for our staff to pull that all together. And but it really brought together at a time when pony club members needed something to remind themselves that they are part of a great family that is an educational program. So kudos to the staff for pulling it off. I don't think they ever want to do it again, but I can tell you from the feedback that I've gotten from those who did participate, it was an unbelievable experience. So thank you for that. In partnership with Equine Network, we produced a documentary film highlighting 2 pony club members, one of whom is sitting right here. And with now I've lost my place in my script. See, I don't do the electronic thing. I still have paper. Oh yes, highlighting 2 pony club members during the festival. And it was a great retrospective on the pony clubs and its programs, its philosophies, and its values. And I hope if you have not had a chance to see it, that you will take the time. It's, I think, 27 minutes or 22 minutes or something like that. It's not terribly long, but it's really, really interesting. And it follows these 2 young ladies through their journey to get to the festival and what they were able to accomplish at the festival. And I guess, I don't know, Emily, maybe if I'm not telling stories out of school, neither of the 2 girls performed as well as they might have hoped in the actual competitions. But you know what? Pony Club came through over and over, and these 2 girls showed, they shared their experience, and neither of them showed regret for not having taken home a ribbon, or at least the top ribbon. And the adversities that some of that they sort of faced along the way, again, since Emily's sitting right here, I'll pick on her. Her horse didn't behave as well as he might have. And I think that's maybe an understatement. But Emily persevered, and then through the interviews with her and so forth, it came through that, you know, she was part of a great family. She was part of a team. She was part of a competition. She was part of something that has totally transformed her life. And the other young lady who I forgot, what's her name? Julia? I'm sorry, I forgot to write her name down. But anyway, it was exactly the same. And she had equally difficult situations as Emily encountered. And yet Pony Club just shined through this. Not because the people behind putting the film together wanted it to shine. It's because the 2 young ladies that were featured made it shine. We made me, and I'm sure anybody who's seen this film, realized the importance, the value, the significance, and the beauty of Pony Club. So thank you for enduring it, Emily and Julia, if you're watching. But It was remarkable. And so again, kudos to Teresa for helping organize this to get this documentary done. It's something that's going to serve Pony Club well for many years to come. Regional rallies and testings were popular and numerous after a somewhat muted year in 2020. Teresa covered that. National certifications and testings engaged numerous volunteers and members alike throughout the country. The Pony Club Annual Fund was a huge success with supporters and donors generously helping sustain the organization as programs. That's been well covered. And as I mentioned earlier, numerous sponsors helped make our festival, championships, this convention, and other Pony Club initiatives very robust and inclusive. One thing that I'm particularly pleased that was initiated this year is Pony Club's new Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility Committee. It was formed and has been meeting regularly, developing ideas and concepts that make us a stronger and always relevant organization. This was something that was born out of, there was obviously a great deal of activity nationwide. And I'm going to go on record as saying that one of the things that many organizations jumped right into the fray of saying that what they needed to do. And I took a little bit of a step back for Pony Club because I said that Pony Club's whole premise is built on the sense of diversity, inclusion, equity, and accessibility. And it has been for the 67 years that Teresa's been talking about. That didn't mean there weren't some areas for us to grow and to learn about, but I decided we needed to do it in a way that was going to be a sustainable initiative for Pony Club. And so we created the committee somewhat slowly. We had a task force look at what we wanted it to accomplish. I did not want this to be a committee that we were going to develop in Pony Club that was here today and gone tomorrow. It's something that absolutely needs to be at the core of everything that Pony Club does. And I'm happy to say that I think under the leadership of Devin Hinkle, its chair, this committee is well on the way to doing just that. So thank you to those who have been an inspiration for that. I've looked forward greatly to watching in the future of some of the things that come out of that committee. And some of you in this room are on that committee. Let's see here. With our partner Pony Club organizations throughout the world, we have helped develop the first International Youth Board. And I'm proud to say that we have, and maybe she's going to say it in her, well, no, it's not her report actually. But anyway, Jessica Flores and Tanner Koistra are two members that are going to be serving with members from the United Kingdom, Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and Hong Kong. And this, the PCIA, as it's called, Pony Club International Alliance, has been working very hard partly under the leadership of our own Sue Smith here in the United States. It was born out of the international exchanges. I think most of you are familiar, but then we started to realize, and again, COVID was a funny thing. It kind of helped us understand that there was a lot we could do virtually and that we needed to do with our partner countries around the world. And the idea of a youth board and an international youth board, and guess where that idea came from? United States Pony Clubs, because we are the first to actually have had our national youth board, and they thought that was such a great value for Pony Club that we decided to take it internationally, and that's going to go on, and I'm really, really pleased with that. Pony Club continues to be an amazing and always relevant organization for its members and its volunteers, and it's been a distinct honor to serve as your president over these past 4 years. As we look to the bright future that lies ahead for the United States Pony Clubs, let us continue to promote common sense solutions to everyday challenges, recognizing the many differences our diverse nation offers. Those of my colleagues on the Board of Governors heard me say this. I mean, what happens in Maine doesn't need to happen in Southern California. What happens in Hawaii is going to be pretty different than what happens in Alaska. But that's Pony Club. And to that end, I always want you to remember, it's already been said once, excellence is attainable. That's Pony Club. Perfection is not, so don't even go there. Keep it simple, keep it relevant, Keep it for you, keep it for your horse, keep it for your families, and embrace one another, because that's Pony Club. Thank you. You're too kind. I would like now to introduce Olivia Crespo and Emily Harris, who will give the National Youth Board report. Careful coming up the stairs, Olivia.
Sadly, you get pretty good at these things when it's your second time on them. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia Crespo, and I'm the incoming advisor for the 2022 National Youth Board.
And I'm Emily Harris, the incoming chair of the NYB.
We are both thrilled and honored to be here leading the NYB and representing USPC. The NYB is a group of dedicated USPC members who find the time between busy college schedules and young professional lives to discuss innovative projects and initiatives to make USPC the best it can be. Even though this is our last one. This was the one we recorded last year when we were at home during COVID. I think this is a new one.
All right, so now that is correct, due to accentuating circumstances, the NYB decided to do something different and have our service project yesterday in-house in an effort to provide outreach to our members. Our goal was to connect with the members by talking to them, participating in the workshops among them, helping them whenever necessary, gathering ideas, suggestions, and comments from them that can help improve USPC and encourage them in future participation on the NYB. Right, this is my spot, okay? We wanted to show that the members of the NYB are people like them and understand them.
As members of USPC, we take commitment to the core values of service and stewardship seriously. This past year, after our year apart, the NYB put together a service project that ran in conjunction with Championships Week. Teams from every discipline were encouraged to interact with not only their own members, but other teams, volunteers, coaches, judges, and parents to bring together our community. It was a fun program that was even able to receive amazing prizes from some of our key sponsors, Carrots, Shapely's, and SSG Clubs. So thank you for those prizes. Alongside our service to the Pony Club community, we continue to promote a variety of pin promise posts on social media, upper level opportunities, and our members throughout our various social media outlets. So we do have lots of stuff going on the Instagram too.
Over the past year, we have successfully worked to increase our presence through the use of social media, increase content creation for the USPC blog, encourage nationwide participation in service, promote upper level opportunities and regional and local experiences. Aside from focusing on highlighting Pony Club members and pony spotlights, we began a discipline highlight initiative on the USPC Instagram feed, as well as giving some insight to the background of the NYB members. Every fall, we look for new members to continue the flow of new ideas, promote USPC, and represent the Pony Club members. If you know of passionate, mature USPC individuals with exceptional communication and leadership skills, then the NYB might be the place for them. Please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us with any questions about the NYB or USPC as a whole.
We also want to thank the USPC volunteers and staff for their dedication and commitment it requires to make USPC the organization it is today. Your hard work and long days have built the independent, strong, young equestrians you see standing around you in this building today.
We look forward to continuing to represent USPC in 2022. Thank you for your time and your continued support of the United States Pony Clubs.
Thank you, Olivia and Emily. Does anybody in this room have any worries about the future of Pony Club's leadership? These two young ladies and all of the members of NYB bring such great things to Pony Club, and they look to the future. And some of you in this room are actually alums of the NYB, I guess we could call it. What a wonderful thing. Oh my gosh. I'd like now to introduce and bring up Jan Whitehouse, the chair of the nominating committee.
Good morning. I move to fix the number of governors for 2022 at 23.
Second.
Okay, we already had a second. Is there any discussion? Good. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Dan?
The nominating committee is pleased to present the following names for election to a 3-year term as governors of the United States Pony Clubs, Inc., and beginning in 2022. I ask that the nominees stand as their names are called. Terry Anderson, Ray Burr, Ray Engadella, Tampa Bay Ray, Tom Kim, Don McLean, Heather Rosinger, Asia Thayer, and Allison Thomas. Thank you. The nominating committee is pleased to present the following names for election to a 1-year term as governors of the United States Pony Clubs Incorporated, beginning in 2022. I ask that the nominees stand as their name is called. Olivia Crespo. Thank you. And Emily Harris.
Do I hear a motion to accept the nominees to the Board of Governors of the United States Pony Clubs, Inc. for a 3-year term expiring at the annual meeting of the members in 2025, and the governors of the United States Pony Club, Inc. for a 1-year term expiring at the annual meeting of the members in 2023?
Second.
I didn't even ask for a second yet. You're jumping the gun. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
The following governors will continue for a 2-year term expiring at the annual meeting of the members in 2024. Please stand as I call your name. Becky Logston, Sue Ann McClellan, Sue Smith, Jennifer Sweet, Candace Travamini, Betty Bo Verdaldo, and Jan Whitehouse. Thank you. The following governors will be continuing for a 1-year term expiring at the annual meeting of the members in 2023. Please stand as I call your name. Sue Beth Bunn. These are continuing for 1 year. Don Bellinger, Lorelei Copeland, Nancy Grout, Nicole Ligon, and Dale McLeod. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan, for your service as the 2021 nominating committee chair. The nominating committee is very important because it brings forth leadership to keep this great organization going. Is there any old business to come before this meeting? Is there any new business to come before this meeting? There being no further business to come before this meeting of the corporation, the corporate meeting of the United States Pony Club, Inc., I declare it adjourned. Now, that doesn't mean you're free to go. Still stay seated. I saw you trying to get up over there. We're done with that part. I would now like to introduce Dawn Bellinger, the United States Pony Club Committee's Development Committee Chair. Talk a little bit about development. And I'm gonna actually maybe sit down now.
Good morning. Did you know that there are the same number of years between 1970 and 2021 as between 1970 and 1919? Think about that for a minute. I joined Pony Club in the early 1970s when my non-riding parents discovered a barn up the street that hosted a pony club as a way to teach their students horse management skills. Our small new club in Virginia had a great relationship with the barn to provide ponies for pony club lessons, rallies, ratings, similar to the way riding centers work today. My mom became the club secretary, and soon my dad was the DC. We were always the last to leave the barn after lessons so that mom and dad could make sure that everyone got picked up and all the ponies were tucked in tight for the night. I learned so much through Pony Club. Yes, I learned to ride, but more importantly, I learned to care for an animal that couldn't care for itself. I learned to help others. I learned the value of working as a team. And I learned that I could do anything I put my mind to doing if I had patience and worked hard. When I became a mother, I wanted to be just like my parents, so that I wanted to be the last to leave the barn, to make sure everyone was safe and tucked in for the night. So my daughter joined Pony Club, the same one I belonged to growing up, and she learned all the things I learned. And I became a volunteer, and hopefully I've helped scores of new families like the volunteers who came before me. Why? Call it what you want. Mentors, role models, teachers, trainers, advisors, coaches, counselors, champions, sponsors. I call it inspiration. My parents were inspired by the other volunteers in the club, by the barn owner's commitment, by the children in their care. I was inspired by the adults around me, by my teammates, and by those younger and less experienced than me. My daughter's inspiration has come from a broader perspective. She's had wonderful older members in her local club who she's looked up to. In her teenage years, she had peers in her region who inspired her. Championships and international exchanges were introduced to her volunteers and members all over the United States and all over the world. My club that started in the early 70s is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, along with 5 other clubs. And my family's excited to be a part of that celebration. Things have changed in our little club. They've had to change to survive in our world as our world has changed. But the fundamentals haven't changed. Our mission hasn't really changed. The lessons learned haven't changed, and our inspiration hasn't changed. There's so many people who've been inspired by Pony Club. What inspires you? In 2021, we asked our wonderful donors to tell us what inspired them to support the Uspc Annual Fund. And we've received an overwhelming response. You've heard some of these already. Many fond memories, established discipline and attention to detail, sense of accomplishment and joy, skills and cleaning standards I use to this day. Learned a lot along with my children, great times and to have fun and great friends. Became an equine vet because of her experience. Family togetherness, many life lessons, the enthusiasm of volunteers, how to be independent. She came out of her shell. Solid base of knowledge, lifelong passion for riding. Confidently handle, care for, and ride a horse. Develops compassion, courage, independence, and good citizens, and much, much more. I ask each of you now to take an envelope and make a gift to support Pony Club in 2022. Tell us what or who inspires you to remain active. Make your gift in honor of that inspiration. You can give monthly by visiting our website and setting up a recurring gift, as I do. You can write a check or a credit card right now. Or you can write pledge on your envelope and send it by check by the end of the year. There's so many reasons why we should all support the USPC Annual Fund. Basically, it closes the gap between what a member pays and what it costs to actually serve that member. It supports all of the programs and opportunities at Pony Club, from the local level all the way up to the international level. So if you support our mission, our fundamentals, our lessons learned, and our inspiration, please give generously today and inspire others to give also. Thank you. And some of the staff is going to walk around now and collect envelopes from anybody who'd like to give a donation now. But we're always here for you and we're online. So come back and come often.
Thank you, Dawn. And it is important, obviously, that we all contribute to the best of our abilities. I'm just here to tell you that I was actually on the Board of Governors way back when they had the first annual fund. And I remember when some of us on the board suggested that we do that because Pony Club had never done something like that. They thought we were absolutely nuts. They thought we were nuts to go out and ask people who already gave so much to Pony Club to give more. And I don't remember exactly what the dollar amount was for this year. But when you think about going from a zero to where we are today, it's nothing short of incredible. But I remember the resistance of our Board of Governors at the time to going out with that kind of fundraising. So look what a long way we've come. Now, that said, make sure to get out your pen and hand those envelopes. I would now like to invite Marion Waldron up. And Marion, the Development Director, and I will present the Brookfield Conservation Award. Oh, she's doing her job. Oh, gosh, maybe we should let her finish her first job. Should I start? Oh, I did the whole thing. All right. Riding and equestrian sports and activities need, by their very nature, open and conserved lands. And in order to enjoy and protect our sport, we must all be prudent stewards of the land, both public and private. Public lands often provide trails and open space for many so that we can enjoy trail riding, competitions, and other outdoor activities. Access to private lands is even more elusive. But partnering with landowners and respecting their land can allow equestrians to enjoy activities such as fox hunting, trail riding, and other horse-related adventures. We all have responsibilities for protecting, conserving, and respecting the open spaces that we take for granted and enjoy. Land conservation is never easy. But fortunately, Pony Club has a long tradition of encouraging responsible and respectful activities with the goal of conserving special lands. Land conservation knowledge is part of the Pony Club standards of proficiency at all levels and certifications. The Brookfield Conservation Award is named in honor of the historic Brookfield farm near Lexington. The original parcels of Brookfield were received from the British monarchy in the late 1700s. In 2000, Brookfield was placed in the Bluegrass Conservancy by its owners, Betsy and Jack Van Nagel. And the Brookfield Conservation Award efforts for the promotion of land conservation through member, club, center, or regional dedication to hard work. And we're especially thankful to the Van Nagel family for supporting and funding this award every year. We are pleased to be able to recognize clubs, centers, and regions who are active in and help promote land conservation and stewardship through various projects with the Brookfield Land Conservation Award. This award was established in 2012 and again made possible through the generous donation of the Van Nagel family in Lexington. Before I present the award this year, I'd like to recognize the other clubs and centers who submitted proposals and congratulate them on their wonderful efforts, all of which we applaud. And I hope that they will continue their great work and inspire others to do the same. The Highland Hills Pony Club in the Great Lakes region. I'm not going to probably pronounce this right. The Leo Lee Pony Club in the Hawaii region. Did I even get close with that name? And the Woodbrook Hunt Pony Club in the the Woodbrook Hunt Pony Club in the Northwest region. This year, the Brookfield Award goes to Zoe Hagdorn and HBHMC3EV. Boy, I feel like I'm working for the CIA or something. Member of the Miami Valley Pony Club in the Mid-South region. And I'd like to point out at this point, it's not the first time that Miami Valley Pony Club has received this prestigious award. So congratulations to all the members of Miami Valley for their continuing efforts. Zoe's project was to help conserve and improve the cross-country facilities at the Walnut Creek Stables in Cincinnati. Zoe coordinated the work of a number of Miami Valley Pony Club members to make the course more accessible, perhaps in true Pony Club sense, safer and user-friendly. And they included general cleanup, but where it really gets into land conservation, they worked on erosion mitigation, moving trails, making some places that flooded regularly along streams safer and so that the erosion wouldn't take place. Obstacle repairs, when I say obstacles, you know, like cross-country jumps and that sort of thing, and the construction of some new jumps. And what they were really trying to do was to augment this great facility to make it a more user-friendly, safer facility for others, to conserve that land, to conserve the opportunity for others. So congratulations to Zoe. And accepting the award today, I believe, is Zoe's mother, Amy Hagedorn. Is she here? Please send our wishes to Zoe.
Thank you.
Now, the one problem with paper, unlike the computer, is it does get shuffled sometimes, and that gets dangerous. So I will try to get back on track here. All right. Now, I would like to now introduce Ray Burr, who will be presenting the Flash Teamwork Award. Ray?
Morning, everybody. So the Flash Teamwork Award gets awarded each year at the meeting of the corporation in the morning. So here we go with this one. Flash Teamwork Award is given to a club, center, region, individual, or equine who displays excellent teamwork. Kathy Ernosian, owner of Flash, everybody knows the Breyer model Flash, created the award after her club members worked together to submit Flash as a USPC 50th anniversary Breyer model, so 17 years ago. Submissions for the Pony Club Award are made as an essay submitted to the Pony Club National Office regarding a team building experience that was special to them. A panel of judges reads the essays and selects the winner. This year, we had many honorable nominations for the Flash Award. However, club treasurer and secretary Nicole Rich sent in the winning nominee, Deer Creek Pony Club from the Sierra Pacific region. From 2018 to 2020, Deer Creek Pony Club went from 18 active participating members to 4 junior members. When faced with shutting down the club, the 4 junior members decided their club, who had just received their 25th anniversary award, that their club must continue, and came up with ideas to boost membership. The 4 of them revamped their club's colors, logos, apparel, and banners. They participated in and represented their Deer Creek Pony Club at regional rallies and events. And once COVID hit, they came up with ways to safely meet and keep the club going through the pandemic. These girls sold horse and pig feed to fund new banners, and through tireless efforts, raised over $800 for their club. In early 2021, the girls each invited friends to an informative meeting and signed up 4 youth for their club. A neighboring center closing transferred membership to Deer Creek, and the club boasts 25 members currently on record. Ashley, Claire, Beth, and Lula formed a unique bond that held their club together. And although there isn't one thing that each did to show teamwork, it's what they accomplished together and how they overcame together to keep the club alive with 4 active members for 2 years. They are very proud of their achievements and club when they wear their newly designed shirts and hold their banners. They are and will continue the legacy of the Deer Creek Pony Club. We would like to invite Nicole Rich to accept the Flash Teamwork Award on behalf of Deer Creek Pony Club. Yeah. Want me to do that?
Thank you, Ray. That's kind of a unique award in Pony Club, not only, named for the horse and that sort of thing, but one of the things that I hope that you all sometimes stop and reflect on is the fact that Pony Club is based on teamwork. Many and most equestrian endeavors are individual endeavors of the rider and his or her horse. In Pony Club, it's all about teamwork. And I think that story was a great example of teamwork. I've often said that so much of what makes Pony Club great, I know this is going to sound odd, has precious little to do with the horse, but much more to do with about character building, confidence, leadership. And that little story we just heard, which was a wonderful story, had very little to do with horses other than the fact that they were trying to keep a Pony Club alive. But it was all about cooperation and teamwork and innovation. Wow, isn't Pony Club great? I'd now like to introduce Lorelei Copeland, Vice President, Regional Administration, Carol Wilson, for the 25-year and 50-year Pony Club Awards presentations.
So we're doing it over here.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here, and we are very excited to present some very important awards right now, the milestone awards for our pony clubs that have achieved 25 years and 50 years. So we are going to start with the 25-year awards. If you are accepting an award, please come to the podium as your club's name is read. If possible on this side, and we'll present the award. And then afterwards, we'll have you go over for a photo afterwards. So on behalf of Regional Administration and your Board of Governors, I'm proud to present the following awards. Our first award goes to Alley Cat Pony Club in the Western New York region. Because nobody from the Western New York region is here to accept it, I'm pleased to present this to Lorelei Copeland, Vice President of Regional Administration.
Of course, we'll send them the picture.
Yes, and if you do come up to accept an award, be sure and, feel free to show off for your club people watching at home through the live stream. The next club is Conestoga Pony Club from the Delmarva region. This is accepted by Leslie Farrer, the District Commissioner, and her daughter Nora Farrer, a current eventing D3 member. Our next club is Dune Riders Pony Club in the Lakeshore region. It's accepted by Heather Rasmussen, District Commissioner, and Crystal Osniak, Joint District Commissioner.
Good try. It was really close.
That was the consensus at the table. So.
It was really close. Everybody's just Crystal O. Way easier.
Thank you. Gamble Oak Pony Club. Gamble Oak Pony Club is in the Intermountain region, and this is accepted by Anita Collins, the club treasurer and regional secretary, Courtney Collins, the club instruction coordinator, and Malik York, a current D1 eventing member.
D3.
We need to get those records updated. Congratulations. Redwood Hills Pony Club from the Middle California region. This award is accepted by Kathy Schultz, Vice Regional Supervisor. Next, we have Sawtooth Pony Club in the Intermountain region. This award is accepted by Carmen Leslie, current HB and C1 eventing member. Congratulations again to all of our 25-year clubs. Next, we will honor the very special club celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. As I call your name again, please come and accept your award. Connecticut Valley Pony Club in the New York Upper Connecticut region. This award is accepted by Fiona Lorenzen, who is a C1 eventing and HM member, and her mother, Nikki Lorenzen. I don't see any, I should have said that we might have some last minute changes due to the weather if someone wasn't able to make it. So on their behalf, Lorelei Copeland, Vice President of Regional Administration. Next is the Covered Bridge Pony Club in the Mid-South region. This award is accepted by Jan Whitehouse, who is a Vice Regional Supervisor and the USPC Vice President of Activities. Next, we have Kingston Valley Pony Club from the Midwest region. Kingston Valley's award is accepted by Lisa Morrissey, who is District Commissioner and Regional Supervisor. Our next award is presented to Riverbend Pony Club in the Virginia region. This award is accepted by Don Bellinger, who's a Vice Regional Supervisor and a former club officer, and Stephanie Cosenza, District Commissioner. Yes, this is a reunion photo over here. And I'm going to just pause briefly for a moment. The slideshow that we're showing, you can see there's a lot of pictures. They're small because there were so many from this club. And I received so many great photos from a lot of these clubs. It was very hard to kind of condense that. Unfortunately, you know, some of these clubs over 50 and 25 years, there's just so much story to tell. So our next club is Tuscarillo Pony Club in the Sunshine region. This award is accepted by Beverly Grishek, the District Commissioner. And last but not least, Woodbrook Hunt Pony Club in the Northwest region. This award is accepted by Grace Coonrod. She is a current member. She's a C2 in horse management, a C1 eventing and dressage, and she and her dad came here from Washington for this award. So we're very happy. Grace, your dad's trying to keep up with you. Well, congratulations again. I think it's so important that everybody in this room, you know, just give another round of applause because this is such an achievement. Again, a lot has been mentioned about the benefits of the way we redesigned how we do business over the last few years, and doing things virtually allows us to celebrate with everybody back home, and we're very grateful for that. So thank you all again, and congratulations.
Thank you, Carol and Lorelei. It's my pleasure now to introduce Asia Thayer and Aaron Bodart to present the A certifications for 2021.
Making Macy come up here with me. So my name is Asia Thayer. I'm the outgoing co-chair of the National Testing Committee, along with Aaron Bodart, who was unable to attend. I'd just like to start by saying a few words about the A testing. As you know, it takes a great deal of effort to get to the A level, and it is the pinnacle of Pony Club certification earning. To honor the following members, we would like to honor the following members who truly have achieved excellence in horse management and mounted skills. So we're very proud of these young ladies. Our first recipient is Ariel Aharoni. She has earned her dressage A this in 2021, and she came to that A as a previous A eventing. So she's from the Amwell Valley Hounds Pony Club from the New Jersey region, so she is a double A. Her RS will be accepting on her behalf. Our second recipient is Alex Ehlers, who completed her A dressage in 2021. And a big round of applause. She has earned now her triple A. Is a national member of the United States Pony Club. Our third recipient is Jessica Pham. She's from the Tejas Pony Club. Tejas? Oh, that works. From the Rio Grande region, and she earned her A dressage in 2021. Congratulations, Jessica. All right, our final 2021 A recipient is Catherine Meehan. She earned her A eventing. She's from the Blue Ridge Hunt Pony Club in the Virginia region. And this is Catherine accepting for herself. We do have two A graduates who earned their A certification in 2020. So we'd like to, they've received their plaque, but since we didn't have a gathering, we'd like to just honor them by mentioning their names in this presentation. So Anna Douglas from Lakeville Pony Club in New York Upper Connecticut region earned her A dressage certification. And Kim Goto Minor from Santa Rosa Valley Pony Club in the Camino Real region earned her A eventing certification. We'd like to thank the Chronicle of the Horse, who generously donated a one-year online subscription membership. Thank you, Chronicle of the Horse.
Since both Aaron and Asia are leaving their posts as chair of this important committee for Pony Club, I want to thank them. I know Aaron's not here, but Asia is. They have actually seen great transformation in this program over the last 3 or 4 years. It's an important program, but it's a difficult program. And I want to thank both Aaron and Asia for really being open-minded about trying to figure out a way to make sure that this is a sustainable, very relevant, very Pony Club program moving forward. And you guys have done just an awesome job. So thank you very, very much. Teresa pointed out that back in the day when I was lucky enough to get my A, I could only be a single A, and now we've got triple A's. So I'm feeling a little bit down here all of a sudden. But anyway, the achievements of the double or triple A's is really something quite remarkable. So congratulations. I'd like to call to order now another very short meeting of the Board of Governors of the United States Pony Clubs for the election and approval of officers for 2022. The following names are presented to the Board of Governors for election as officers to the Executive Committee of the United States Pony Clubs, Inc. for 2022. Please stand as your name is called. President Jennifer Sweet. First, and stay standing, please. First Vice President Sue Beth Bunn. Secretary Ray Burr. Not present today, but Treasurer Allison Thomas. Vice President of Activities Jan Whitehouse. Vice President of Instruction Becky Loxton. And Vice President of Regional Administration Lorelei Copeland. I'd like a motion to approve these as the officers and executive committee for the United States Pony Clubs for 2022. We have a motion, a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. The advisory committee serves as an advisory capacity to the president of Pony Club. The advisory committee observes developments and programs of the Pony Club from a long-range perspective and makes its opinions and recommendations known to the president and to the Board of Governors. Please stand as your name is called. These are those who will be serving on the advisory committee in 2022, serving a 3-year term. Sarah Andres, Lisa Evans, Deb Kirsch, and Yvette Seeger. The following is a new member of the advisory committee in 2022, excuse me, to serve a 1-year term, Jessica Flores. I'd ask for a motion to approve the members of the advisory committee. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Those continuing on the advisory committee for a 2-year term are Barb McMorris, Lori Pickett, who's here, and Kathy Yolcomb. Continuing on the advisory committee for a 1-year term is Gigi Winslet, who I believe is also here. There she is. The nominating committee, the following are designated as the nominating committee in 2022. Rob Burke, Gary Carpenter, Ben Duke, Jan Whitehouse, Gigi Winslet, and a resource person, Nancy Pittman. I'd accept a motion to approve the nominating committee. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. At this point, I would like to first and foremost, now I'm going off script, and this drives Julie crazy when I do this, but it's my prerogative. I think I'm still president for a few more minutes. I want to extend a very, very warm welcome to my successor, Jennifer Sweet. Jennifer has been working tirelessly as your first vice president for a few years. She is a dedicated, long-serving Pony Club volunteer from Washington State. She is smart, she's hardworking, she's resilient, And she is going to do a great, great job. So let's welcome Jennifer Sweet. Now I'd like to recognize retiring board and advisory members. Retiring governors, if you're here, please come forward when I call your name to receive your julep cup. I know that Gary Carpenter is not here, but Gary is retiring. Jessica Flores. Going off script again. Deb Kirsch. Ron Van Dyke. And Yvette Seeger. Well, no, she's not advisory. I got this under control, you know, they didn't make me president for nothing. I want to thank those members of the Board of Governors who have worked very, very hard over many years in many different capacities. And many of them will continue to serve Pony Club in other great innovative ways or continuing in ways. So thank you very much. Let's round of applause for those retiring Board of Governors. Apparently I got one too. Retiring advisory committee members are Mike Amos, Tanner Koistra, Margie Pence, who are not able to be here today. The one who is here today, I believe, is Jody Hoffman. So, thank you, Jody, and thank you to all of those retiring from the advisory committee. As I mentioned earlier today, the advisory committee is kind of a unique thing in Pony Club and very, very important to the success of our organization. I don't believe there's any further business to come before, but I would ask before we adjourn that all the 2022 board, advisory, and National Youth Board members please proceed to the official photo location after this meeting is adjourned to get your picture taken. If there is no further business to come before this meeting, hearing none, I adjourn it. Thank you very much.